Yeah, there's a lot to say there, but I think the simplest way for me to put it, I've come to the conviction that the appropriate leveraging of technology is primarily technology, digital technology, leverage for the exchange of information. And that gets really dangerous too,
Mhm.
because I mean, as we're recording this, there's a big news story about Miss Haugen, who is a whistleblower from
Mhm.
Facebook. I don't know if people have been following that story, but what it's revealing is something that people have I think subtly aware of for a long time, in that big tech, social media companies in particular, um, they're deeply aware of how their algorithms perpetuate dissent and division, even if it means through false information,
Mhm.
and the really insidious thing about it is, the reason these algorithms do that is because the data shows that that's what keeps people clicking and swiping and scrolling, is anger and vitriol and division, and that helps their bottom line. So you said this earlier. I agree with you. Actually, this is an answer to the question you asked earlier. If there is something I would change, because I think my realization has changed in the book, Analog Church, I say, I think fairly emphatically, that I believe technology is amoral, that it doesn't have an inherent morality, and that
Mhm.
it's all about how human beings misuse or abuse the
Mhm.
technology. Well, I wrote those words 3, 4 years ago. What I believe now is that, not with all digital technologies, but with social media in particular, there is an inherent morality being built into the mathematics, into the algorithm of some of these technologies. And it's to your point about your kids. Like, what they want is your child's and your and my attention and affection and allegiance. That's what they want, because that's how they monetize. Tristan Harris, in The Social Dilemma, he talks about this, and I cite him in my book as well. He's spoken very clearly and emphatically in recent years about the fact that on social media platforms, we think that they're free. We think that, like, we're consumers who are freely using a service. And the reality is, nothing is free. And if something is free, it means you're the product, right? Tristan Harris talks about how on social media, it feels like we're consuming for free, because the reality is we're the products, we're the thing being sold. Our information, our preferences, what gets us going, it's being sold to big companies for advertising dollars on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and everything else. So um, along those lines, I think it's really important uh, that we recognize our actual condition. Like, it's a little bit like Neo in the Matrix, or Plato's allegory of the cave.
Mhm.
These people who believe
Yeah.
that these shadows are reality, but the shadows are not reality. And that's kind of where we are in the digital age with social media. We think we understand reality when in fact we don't. We're chained, and we don't even know it. We don't even recognize we're slaves. And so we just kind of go about our lives staring at these shadows on the wall, thinking that's life. And it's not. It's not. And so there's a lot of work to be done there. But for me, the appropriate leveraging of technology, getting back to the question, is to simply exchange information as accurately and as efficiently as possible. Anything outside of that, I think you tread into really dangerous waters. So, digital technology for entertainment, digital technology for community, for communion, digital technology as the church. I mean, all of those things, they fall short. So there you go. There's a lot to say there, but those are some initial thoughts.